right, hi there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to look at some more literal equations today. We're going to take them to the next level. We're going to incorporate some distribution and maybe a little bit of fractions. So let's get us going here. In this case, we're asked to solve for n. So n is this variable right here, of course. So because we're looking to solve for that variable, we need to isolate that. Just like when we are solving equations, we have to distribute first. So I'm going to multiply everything in those parentheses times 2. Remember, everybody gets a piece. So m equals 2x plus 2n. Now a goal, again, is to get n by itself. So I'm going to move the 2x to the other side. And in order to undo that, I'm going to subtract 2x. Now, of course, m and x are not like terms, so I'm going to write them a little differently, or I'm not going to combine them, actually. So this would be m minus 2x equals 2n. n is still not completely by itself. I have to divide by 2. Now, remember, everything gets divided by 2. So as I go to rewrite this, m over 2, nothing I can simplify there. Now, here I have 2 over 2. Anytime I have the same numerator and denominator, that gives us a value of 1. So there's that. So then that's minus x. Sorry, I'm going over my line here. And then 2 over 2 again is 1. So then that leaves us with equals n. Now, I'm actually going to show you a different way to solve this one really quickly in the corner here. There are different ways we can go about doing this. When we have that distribution piece, let me make some space here. So I have m equals 2 times x plus n. Because 2 is being multiplied, I can actually divide by 2 on both sides in order to start getting it by itself. So here, 2 over 2 has a value of 1. Now I'm left with m over 2 equals, now I could drop those parentheses, x plus n. How nice is that? Now all I have to do is subtract the x on both sides. And of course, m and x are two different terms. So I'm left with m over 2 minus x equals n. So I ended up with the same solution, solving it two different ways. Both really are the same, it's just I eliminated a little bit there. All right, let's try another. Okay, so in this case, we're looking to solve for y. Here's our y value. So first things first is I have a value in that denominator. I need to eliminate it. So I'm actually going to multiply both sides times 3 over 1. Remember, 5 is over 1. So when I go to multiply, this is multiplying times 3 and dividing by 3, so that has a value of 1. This leaves us with x plus y equals, and on the right-hand side, 5 times 3 is 15. Now our goal is to get that y by itself, so that means I need to move the x. In order to undo that, I'm going to subtract x. So y equals 15 minus x. Now, of course, I wrote it that way because of the minus. You can also write it this way, y equals negative x plus 15. These two are the exact same thing, just written differently. I want to make sure we understand that even though they look different, they mean and will give you the exact same result. Okay? Here's another one. In this case, we are actually going to solve for L. So let's see what we have working here. Now, in this case, the L is in the denominator, so that's a little bit tricky. So we need to eliminate that denominator. So in the past, we were talking about common denominators. Since the denominator is 2L, we have to multiply the entire equation by 2L. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2L. So on the left-hand side, we have 2AL, and I'm just switching the order because remember, with multiplication, order doesn't matter, and typically, algebraically, alphabetical is what makes the most sense. And then on the right-hand side, if we're multiplying by 2L and dividing by 2L, that gives us a value of 1, so we're left with just R. Now remember, our goal is to solve for L. So as we continue this, I'm multiplying everything on the left-hand side. To undo multiplication, I'm going to divide. And I'm going to keep 2a grouped together because why not? So this gives me my value of 1. I'm left with just an L. And then on the right-hand side, I have R over 2a. That gets us exactly what we need, which is L by itself. All right, now I am not going to do this one now, but I would like for you to do this in preparation for class tomorrow. So this is going to be how I know you've watched the video. So please take the time to solve this one for x. At least attempt it and write it down because I will be asking you questions about this before or during class. So again, be sure that you've attempted this one.